What is wholesaling houses and should you be doing it? Find out in this video. What's up guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I want to talk about wholesaling houses. What is it? How can you do it? And should you be doing it? First of all, what is it? Wholesaling houses is essentially what you can do to get started in real estate without really any money. It is going to take you some gas money. It is going to take you some money maybe in some research or to hire a mentor or something like that to get started. But as far as finding and investing in the deals, you really don't need any money. Wholesaling is essentially going out and finding the deal. You're going to find a list of properties and then you're going to bring them to the investor and you're going to let the investor purchase the house directly from the seller, and you're going to kind of play middleman, and then you will get a cut of the transaction for basically brokering the deal or bringing the two together. That is what wholesaling is. And tons of people do this full time, not even to get started, but make a ton of money doing this. But it is an excellent way to get started if you don't have a lot of money to get started with in the first place. So, how do you find the investors? This is where you should get started with any of this. The first thing you should do is go to as many real estate meetings as you possibly can. They're all over your city. You can go to meetup.com. You can ask local investors in your area what meetings they go to, ask friends and family. Go to these meetings, and that's where you will find the deep pockets or the investors. And you want to make a list of these, and you want to tell them essentially what you will be doing, that you will be going out, and they call it bird dogging, or looking for deals for them, and you want their name and contact number and email, and you will send them deals as you get them. So that's how you find the investors. Go to meetings, ask friends and family, let other people know exactly what you're doing, and the investors will show up as they want the deals just as badly as you do. Secondly, now you have to find the deals. And I think I can show you how to do this better than I can tell you how to do it. So let's real quick go out in the field. Boom! And just like that, we're in the car. Rihanna's driving. So wish me luck. So what you're going to want to do is just drive around your town or your neighborhood, and you're going to be looking for one or two things: for sale by owner signs and or dilapidated houses. Well, maybe not dilapidated houses, but vacant houses. Houses that look like they've just been sitting a long time. And you're going to take a few pictures of these, and you're going to compile a list. And this is going to be your leads list. This is the list you're going to work off of. And then you're going to call these people when you get back to your home or office. This is called driving for dollars. That's what they coined it. I hope you understand why. Basically, you're just driving around looking for leads that you can make money on. That's why they call it driving for dollars. So let's go find some of these properties, and then I'll show you a couple when we get in front of them. Bingo. All right guys, so this is exactly what we're looking for right here. For sale by owner. This means multiple things usually. It could either mean one, that they don't trust realtors or they don't want the realtor to list it because they don't want to have to pay the commissions. It could mean that the house won't pass inspection. I don't think that's the problem with this house. Sorry, the sun's in my eyes there. This house is in really good shape. This probably wouldn't be a really good one. It's always worth a shot though. You never know unless you try. But anyway, it could not be able to be loanable. And what that means is it won't pass inspection for someone to buy it with a bank loan. So they can only sell it for cash only. So you're going to get this number, you're going to contact them, and then I'll walk you through the rest later in this video. But that's how you find it right there. You look for those signs, take it down, take a few pictures of the house. If they're out here and they're walking around or something, or you want to knock, go for it. And that way you can see the inside as well. But anyway, that's the signs you're looking for right there. Perfect. This is what we're looking for. This is exactly what we're looking for, guys. Man, sun's in my face again. Great neighborhood and an obviously vacant house. You can see in the windows, there's no furniture, no cars in the driveway. This house has been sitting here, I don't know how long, but there's a couple ways to find out the owner. I'm going to tell you the simplest way. You're going to knock on neighbors' doors. All these neighbors around here, somebody knows who owns this house, and you're just going to knock on their doors. You're going to say, hey, do you know who used to live here? Usually they have a number of, or a contact of someone who used to live here, and that's how you're going to locate the owner, and you're going to get in touch with them that way. There are other ways to do so, but that gets a little bit more difficult. I'm not trying to make this video 20 minutes long. If you're interested, ask in the comments and I'll answer you. All right, that's the second way you can find properties, guys. So that's a couple ways that you can find houses. A third way is if you have a friend that's a realtor or know a realtor, they can help you find them as well. This gets tricky, especially since you're not actually the one purchasing the property. So you do need to tell them all the details and tell them exactly what you're doing. And it's up to them if they want to work with you or not. And they also have to talk with their broker and go through all the rules and regulations. But that is a third option. All right, guys, let's go back to my studio and I'll finish this video out. And boom, just like that, we're back in the studio. And I know what you're thinking. He probably hired Steven Spielberg to edit this. No, I didn't. I don't have that in the budget yet. All right, so now you got to put the deal together. You're going to go want to look at these homes. This is where it gets a little bit trickier, a little bit more in depth. You don't really know what to pay for these yet, especially if you're just getting started. So this is where a mentor or going to those meetings can really help you out. Find another wholesaler in your area or outside your area so they're not looking at you as competition, and ask them to help you get started with this. You really do need to know your area for this. Otherwise, you're going to be sending these investors not good deals. You're going to be asking them $80,000 on a house, and that's worth maybe 40 on a wholesale deal, and they're just not going to respond to you. You're going to waste their time. So that's where the learning curve comes in, and you will need to learn that part of it. But what you can do is find wholesalers and basically find wholesale deals or find a list of numbers and stuff to send to these wholesalers. That way you don't have to talk with the investors and figure all that out right away. You're basically going to be bird dogging for the wholesalers. A lot of people don't think of this as an option, but if you're out driving around all day and you have a list of these numbers and a list of these addresses and pictures for potential properties, then you can just send those to the wholesaler, and that saves the wholesaler a ton of time driving around. And that's one other way you can make money. You won't make as much probably on the deal, but you could tell the wholesaler a finder fee of $500 per house. Excellent way to get started when you were just driving around in the first place trying to learn how to do this. And that brings us to our final question. Should you be doing it? Absolutely. Why not? You can do this part-time. If you're a stay-at-home mom or dad, it doesn't matter. You can be doing this. This is essentially a work from home job, really, if you can just drive around for a bit in your free time. Or you can just scan on the internet in the Craigslist section and try to find houses there, although that's a little bit harder depending on where you live. But absolutely, I think everybody should do this to get started. It's a great way to get into the real estate investing game if you have little to no money to put down, and this is how you build your money up. Look at this. Say you find a $100,000 property, a house worth $100,000. An investor would pay $100,000 for it, and you find it for $80,000. You just made $20,000 on that transaction. Of course, you're going to have fees and stuff in that, but you can make $20,000 that easy just by finding the property. That's not typical margins, but it can be done depending on where you live. There's buildings. You can find commercial buildings, find a commercial investor. And if you're a really good negotiator and you get good at this, that's where the big money comes in. You can make $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 per transaction and you have no money in the deal. I met a guy one time that syndicated a deal. He lived all the way in Australia. He syndicated the deal in LA. He brought a bunch of investors together on a property and he made something like $7 million on the deal and he had no money in it. He just knew a group of investors and he knew somebody selling the property and he made the deal work. So this can be super lucrative if you know what you're doing. All right, guys, that's it on wholesaling. Well, that's not it. There's a ton more information on wholesaling, but that's the gist of it to get you started. Start going to these real estate investor meetings. Tell people you want to wholesale. Get around other wholesalers and you will learn this very quickly. And it's an excellent way to get started with no money down. That's it for today's video. I hope it helped. If you have any questions, please leave them below. Thank you as always for your support. Follow me please on Instagram and on YouTube. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Have a great day.